This is the Professor, CBMD PhD, and today's Thursday, December 19th, 2024. It is 9:12 and 16 seconds, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today's research, UFO patterns. So let's hop to it here. What professional and private pilots have seen is readily classifiable into three general types of UFO phenomenon, corresponding very well with the Air Force Project Grudge. Geometric objects, generally circular disc oval ellipse, maneuvering or gyrating lights, cigar-shaped or rocket-like objects. The earliest recorded UFO sighting by an airline pilot during the initial flurry of sightings in the United States was a report by Capt. E.J. Smith, United Airlines, July 4, 1947. Flying a DC-3 from Boise, Idaho to Portland, Oregon, Captain Smith and his crew observed two separate groups of flat round objects ahead, silhouetted against the sunset. The UFOs were visible for about 10 minutes over a distance of about 45 miles, opening and closing formation, and the second group of UFOs, three operated close together, and a fourth was off to one side by itself. Since that date, dozens of pilots on all of the major airlines have reported UFOs. Private pilots also have witnessed typical geometric UFOs. During July 1948 in Pasco, Washington, Don Newman, former Air Force pilot, watched a disc-shaped UFO with a dome on top, maneuvering over the city at 1 p.m. The exterior finish appeared to be spun or brushed aluminium, Newman said in his report to NICAP. The UFO alternately slowed and accelerated, rapidly, diving and climbing, over the area. On March 18, 1950, Robert Fisher was flying his family from Chicago to Keokuk, Ohio, near Bradford, Illinois, at 8:40 a.m. He spotted an oval metallic appearing disk ahead and slightly to the left of his Bonanza NC 505B. The UFO was moving on a course of about 120 degrees true. Fisher was flying at a southwesterly course, approximately 225 degrees. The UFO shone in the sunlight, but when it flew below, an overcast continued to glow, indicating that it was self-illuminated. It quickly moved off into the distance, at a speed estimated to be 600 to 1,000 miles per hour. Near Goshen, Indiana, April 27, 1950, a bright orange-red disc paced a Trans World Airways DC-3, which was piloted by Caps Robert Addicks and Robert F. Manning. As the crew and many passengers watched, the UFO pulled alongside the plane. It looked like a big red wheel rolling along. Each time the pilot moved toward the object, it moved away, as if controlled by repulse radar. When the pilot turned, the disc dove, presenting an edge on view, and sped off to the north toward the South Bend. A month later, May 29th, an American Airlines plane departed Washington, D.C., en route south over Virginia. About 9:30 p.m., First Officer Bill Gates noticed a light approaching the airliner. Head on, and notified Capt. Willis T. Sperry. Flight engineer Robert Arnholt also witnessed what followed. An unidentified object with a brilliant bluish light on the leading edge neared and seemed to stop. Suddenly it darted to the left of the plane, stopped for a few seconds, and circled around to the right. There it was silhouetted against the moon, revealing a torpedo-shaped or narrow elliptical body. Finally, the UFO sped away to the east. Captain Sperry called the speed fantastic and said it was, without a doubt, beyond the limits of any known aircraft speeds. A perfectly round disc hovering above the Hanford Atomic Plant, Richland, Washington, was observed by four veteran pilots, July 5, 1952. The four Conner Airlines pilots were interviewed by United Press when they landed in Denver in Colorado, and their story was put on the news wires that day. Captain John Baldwin, former Air Force pilot with 7,000 hours airline pilot experience at the time, said he was flying near the Hanford Atomic Plant at about 9,000 feet. The UFO was noticed above the plane about 6 a.m. It was just below a deck of wispy clouds about 10,000 to 15,000 feet, directly above us, Baldwin said. He described it as a perfectly round disc, white in color and almost transparent, with small vapor trails off it like the tentacles of an octopus. Captain George Robertson and D. Schinkel, both former Air Force pilots, and Stephen Summers confirmed Baldwin's report. All of us have been flying for a number of years, Baldwin said, and we've seen all kinds of clouds and formations, but none of us had ever seen anything like this before. At first, the UFO was hovering, Then it seemed to back away and tilt edge on. It became flat, gained speed, and then disappeared quickly, Baldwin reported. And this is Professor Christopher, codename Will, leader of research scientist ufologist, computer technician, computer programmer, philanthropist, writer, mathematician, artist, photographer, film producer, chef, animal, and nature lover, passion, world peace. And this video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have a great day. This is the Professor.